So we published this study as the first larger series which showed that Ayurvedic herbals as alternative medicine forms can harm the liver to such an extent that people can die. I basically came back to Kerala to do more research on alcoholic liver disease. That was my interest on stool transplants and microbiome and all that. But what I saw was that there was this particular group of patients who were coming to me with new onset jaundice, an acute onset jaundice with hepatitis without any identifiable cause. So when somebody comes with jaundice and very bad liver tests, we look at what is causing it. So we'll see it is hepatitis A, hepatitis E, hepatitis B, autoimmune liver disease. There are so many diseases that can affect the liver acutely. So when we looked at alcohol use, even old world painkillers, some prescription drugs that we give, for example, anti-seizure medications that can all harm the liver, high dose of paracetamol. None of these were there in these patients. None of them. So we had a whole checklist and we found out that none of these were there, and they still had severe hepatitis and jaundice. Then we looked back in retrospect and asked them what was happening in the last 3 months or 6 months that before you developed this. So a lot of them said that we looked at diet, we asked them supplements. So some of them actually started saying that we were on this herbal supplement. So I said, why were you not telling us about this herbal supplement? Because they said it's a herbal supplement, it's not a medicine. It's like food, it's natural. So we thought it's not important for us to tell you. Then we looked back at all these patients and found out all of them were consuming some or the other form of alternative medicine. And most of them was from Ayurvedic practice. And once we retrieved these formulations, we analyzed them. So that was also the first time somebody was doing it. So these are formulations that actually harmed in real. Patients are giving us those formulations and we are analyzing them. And during analysis, we found out some of these had actually toxic contaminants or adulterants, very high levels of heavy metals and all. And some of them actually had inherently toxic herbs. For example, giloy, ashwagandha, something known as Garcinia, which is Malabar tamarind. So all of these herbal products were also there. So we published this study as the first larger series which showed that Ayurvedic herbals as alternative medicine forms can harm the liver to such an extent that people can die.
So what's up with that ashwagandha?
Yeah,
because
so
it's a very generic thing to take ashwagandha, right? It's not like if you have something that it is prescribed. I know a lot of people who just
ashwagandha is being taken most commonly for sleep and stress reduction, and also something known as general wellness, even though people don't know what general wellness means. And some of them actually take it for muscle strengthening and performance improvement. Now, ashwagandha related liver injury has been identified in the West because the West has a lot of ashwagandha intake.
Is it?
Huge. But ashwagandha per se, there was a study from Iceland along with the United States Drug Induced Liver Injury Network where they mentioned 5 cases where ashwagandha has caused something known as cholestatic hepatitis. So ashwagandha is very specific when it comes to injuring the liver. It has a plant chemical known as vithanone. And vithanone, what it does, it goes and attaches itself to the liver cell DNA in the nucleus, and it damages the DNA and the liver cell dies. So this can happen with the liver cell and also the bile duct cell. So there is something, we have bile ducts also which makes bile inside the liver. So bile duct cells are different, liver cells are different. Ashwagandha damages both. And what that leads to is something known as bile stagnation inside the liver. And when that happens, people start getting jaundice with itching, severe itching along with the yellowness of the eyes and all that. That is known as cholestatic hepatitis. And along with this, they get severe pain abdomen. So this is the only herb that can cause severe jaundice with itching and pain. So it will feel like you have gallbladder stones. But when you look at it, your gallbladder will not have any stones. Liver will look slightly swollen, but the biopsy will say that there is damage to the bile duct cells and the liver cells.
This is prolonged use of ashwagandha.
Even with short-term use, it can happen. Because ashwagandha related liver injury is something what we call as idiosyncratic, which means any dose can harm, any duration can harm.